Okay, guys, welcome into the Spiritual Noob. This is your pick card reading for this week. The topic is, where are you headed, or where are you going? What's happening next? That kind of deal. So I have three Lenormand cards here. They are from the cute little Lenormand deck right here. And you can go ahead and choose your pile. Pile number one. I'm kind of contemplating whether I should flip these cards over or if it should be a surprise. I don't know. I've already looked at them, so I don't want to choose crystals because I feel like there's going to be a bias there. So yeah, just go ahead and pick your piles and we'll let it be a surprise. I've made an executive decision. Let me give you some silence so you can pick your pile. Okay, welcome in pile number one. You chose the moon, the Norman card. So this is about inspiration, intuition, feminine energy, receiving energy, emotions, all the things that the moon is about. That's what this card is about. So, in terms of where you're going, there may be a little bit of like surrender needed, right? It may be unclear to you. You may feel like a little unsure, a little restless. Maybe there's a little anxiety there. But yeah, like relax into just take a deep breath and relax into the surrender, right? Like just sitting back and waiting for the breadcrumbs to come. Like with an understanding and a knowing that the breadcrumbs will come for you, right? So we're gonna look at the overall energy. Let me put this kind of up here. Let's look at your overall energy. So the first pile, by the way, is we're gonna be using the Radiant Wilds Tarot, which I really love. It's a very colorful deck. So overall energy, we have Ace of Pentacles. So you're trying to manifest. There's a diamond here, right? There's like, I feel like when I was talking about anxiety, I feel like there are some things that you're trying to do. Maybe there's some confusion as to how to go about it. But you have a goal. You're trying to get somewhere. This is Eight of Pentacles reverse. Maybe you're working really hard, like extra hard. Like maybe harder than you need to work to get what you're trying to get, to achieve what you're trying to achieve. And there's a little bit of surrender that's necessary. A little bit of listening to the little messages from the universe that are going to tell you what step to take next. So let's look at your past energy. Seven of Swords reverse. Yeah, like in your past energy, I think that there's been so the Seven of Swords I really look at as being like a card of deception, a card of thievery, right? So but it's reversed here. So, it's like coming out of this energy. So one thing that's coming to mind is maybe you have manifested things in the past in a way that wasn't like necessarily like super by the book or super kosher, and this is only going to be for some of you, but maybe you're trying to like do things differently and manifest in a different way, and it's kind of like because you haven't manifested in a super legit way in the past, maybe there's some confusion as to like, okay, well, how do I really achieve what I'm looking to achieve? This can also be, so that's only for some of you. For some of you, you may be a person that's dealt with lies in the past. People have lied to you. People have cheated you. And maybe you found out about this. Maybe something was revealed to you. This is past energy. So yeah, with the Hierophant reverse, this is kind of what I was talking about before. This is about like kind of not doing things by the book, not really being a rule follower, or maybe doing things just like instead of working a 9-to-5 job, maybe you've been an at-home worker, maybe you own your own business. Ooh, sorry. Maybe you own your own business. You've just been doing, maybe you've done things in the past that weren't really like, maybe it's not necessarily that the things you were doing in the past weren't legit, but maybe you just took a different route than like society will say, oh, go to college, get a good job, like that's kind of society's rules of how to succeed in life, and maybe you have gone an alternative route in the past. Let's look at your present energy. We have King of Cups reversed. So yeah, I feel a lot of frustration, like honestly. I feel like you're really trying to manifest, because this is right underneath the Ace of Pentacles, right? So I feel like you're really trying to manifest in a different way. And there's some frustration because it's not exactly working out in the way that you would like it to work out. And you have Four of Swords. So this is about meditation, right? This is about really thinking about, so I think maybe it's time to kind of come back to the drawing board. You're pushing against an energy. Like I feel like maybe this is a situation where the universe has kind of spoken up in your life and said, like, this isn't the direction that we really want you to be going in. And it's not even like, what's coming to me now is that it's not even necessarily that like you've done things the quote unquote wrong way or an illegitimate way. Maybe it's just like not your personal life path. And so maybe you tried to do a super legit job, right? And like, you've come up against a lot of hurdles, a lot of barriers. And you're kind of like, I'm working really hard. Like, why can't I advance in the company? Or why is my pay still what it was 5 years ago? Like, what's going on with that? So future energy. Four of Cups reverse. So I think that there's going to be a coming out of this energy of like, so Four of Cups is all about being kind of apathetic. I always find it hard to find words to describe the energy of this card, right? Because it really is an energy. It's an energy of like, just like I'm not excited for what's being presented to me. Like I'm not excited about what I'm seeing in my life, right? And I kind of was talking about like manifestation in terms of making money. I'm feeling like I've been kind of like talking about it in that way, and I think that's because there's a diamond here. But it doesn't have to be that. It can be just like trying to tangibly manifest things you want in your life, good relationships with family, friends. Yes, it can be jobs, but it can also be trying to have a family, right? Or there's like so many things that we try to manifest in our lives. We want to see it. We want to see it come to fruition. And I feel like with the Four of Cups reverse, there's going to be in the future, this is future energy, so there's going to be like a coming out of that energy of like, I'm just not excited about what's happening in my life. Like I do think that you will start to like see good things happening in your life, see the magic that you're trying to manifest. I think you'll start to see it happen. Two of Swords. And I also think, like, you know, this is all about making decisions. And, you know, with a clear head, like I see this, like I can make, like we're here, we're talking about the moon over here in your past and stuff. Like, how do I manifest what I want? I'm working really hard in this certain area. I'm not getting what I want. And with the Two of Swords here, it's kind of like you're going to have like clear direction. You're going to know clearly what decisions to make in your life to get what you want out of life. So the advice here is like to really like, let me put these cards up here because you probably can't see them. Look, you have the moon again, the moon reversed. So your advice is to surrender. It's to surrender, right? With the moon card reversed, there's that lack of surrender, that lack of like knowing internally that you will be guided, right? And it's not that you have to like sit back and stop working hard or whatever. You still want to keep doing your earthly things, but start following that intangible guidance, right? Because our manifestations come from the intangible. They come from the conscious state first. It always has to start in the consciousness, and then we can manifest it into reality, right? So the advice is to surrender a little bit. And you have the Four of Wands here, which, you know, this is about really, and I mentioned pregnancy a little earlier, and this Four of Wands has a baby here. So I don't know if somebody in this group is pregnant and that's what you're trying to manifest a pregnancy or something like that. But, you know, the advice in terms of the Four of Wands reverse is, I always say with the Four of Wands reverse, it's like there's something in your life that could be celebrated, but you're having a hard time celebrating it. Like, you know, like when you talk about pregnancy, and this is a difficult topic, maybe I shouldn't go here. But maybe I'll talk about something else, and I can't think of anything else to say. So maybe I meant to be talking about pregnancy here. But like a birth is always a celebration, but there's a lot of reasons why we might not celebrate a birth, right? Like we might not be ready to have a baby. Maybe we had maybe we're pregnant by someone we don't want to really be with. Like, you know, there financial issues. Maybe I'm pregnant and I got some testing done and found out there's something wrong with the fetus, right? And so it's like I'm in this place where, you know, like she's pretty pregnant. She has a pretty substantial baby bump. And so it's like maybe I should be excited right now. Like I feel like I should be excited, but because of whatever, I can't be excited, right? So I think in terms of advice, the advice is realize that there's beauty in the experience. Like this is a situation to be celebrated. Even though it may not feel like it right now, you know, it may feel, there may be stress and trauma that we're resolving for a long time from it, right? But it's like going through every experience that we go through, there's beauty in it, there's magic in it, and there are things to celebrate from it. The person that we become on the other side of each and every experience we have is something to be celebrated. So I think that is the advice for you. Pile number 1. This is your reading. I hope this reading resonated with you. It's so funny that the moon came up twice here. I'm not surprised because that's how spirit works. But thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to my channel and listening to my pick card. Please like this channel, share this channel, subscribe to this channel. I mean, like this video, share this video. subscribe to my channel. And I will see you later, you guys. Bye. Welcome in pile number 2. You picked the Coffin. So this card just stands for endings, closure. It's kind of like the death card in the tarot. So what is ending for you? So this is about where you're going, what's coming in for you, what's happening next. So apparently there's going to be some kind of closure. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. So the overall energy is 5 of Emotions. So this is a card about grief. It's a card about grief, and in this card, this particular card, there's ice. She's holding the moon, I believe. She's holding the moon in her hands. So the overall energy is that we're grieving the loss of something. We're grieving the ending of something. For some of you, it may be that you're literally grieving the death of a loved one with the Coffin here. And if that's the case, my condolences. So we have the Strength card reversed. This is, again, the overall energy. You know, feeling the way you feel right now is making you feel like you don't have a lot of strength. It's like that, like, let's just make it through each day type of energy. Like, I can't even think about tomorrow. I just need to make it through today, right? Your past energy is 2 of Pentacles reversed. So 2 of Pentacles reversed is about kind of being out of balance with something. So like, and what's coming to mind here too is like, maybe if this is, for some of you, this is going to be about a person who passed away. And maybe this is a person that like you had unfinished business with in the past, right? But the Coffin does talk about closure. So maybe there is maybe that's what's coming in for you is some kind of closure. You know, a lot of times I talk about a loss that's like not necessarily a loss. There's a personal loss that I have in my life that is not necessarily like people who passed away. And so like perhaps there is a certain somebody in your life that feels kind of like gone in a metaphorical sense. You know what I mean? Metaphorical? Is that the word I meant to use? Yeah, like they feel like they're gone, but they're not really gone. So maybe what's coming in for you is that closure with that person. And again, this is past energy here. So 3 of Materials reversed. Yeah, this is about like having a hard time building with a community. Building with, this could be coworkers, this could be family, this could be a couple coming together and starting a family, 1 + 2 = 3 type of energy. But this is past energy. So present energy is Knight of Inspiration, which this is Knight of Wands. So it's like maybe right now that person or you, I feel like this is about, I don't know, I kind of feel like this is about a relationship with somebody. It could also be about a work situation. You have Pentacles that came out twice, or something that you're trying to build in the material world. But there's a lot of action coming forward, right? To start a new energy. You're on a path to something new happening. And you have Queen of Inspiration. So Queen of Wands. So maybe this is about, with the Queen of Wands, I feel like maybe this is a maternal situation. Like your mother, or you could be the mother. but there's movement towards this relationship. Future energy, you have four voices. Four voices is all about meditation. Swords, four voices is four swords. So swords is about like inspiration, intuition. And I often say that what usually happens is that if it's coming in, it's kind of going out through our words, right? And in this case, this is about meditation, meditating on a situation. So maybe you have a lot of um things coming in for you. This is in the future. Meditating on a situation, a lot of things that are being said. Maybe there's a lot of things being done to rectify the situation or conversations being had. And in the future, there's going to be a lot of meditation on those situations or those conversations. And you have the Hierophant, right? To where this is like a more, I almost feel like this is a family situation. Because the Hierophant is really getting back to tradition, getting back to like foundation, right? Yeah, I feel like you're going through a hard time with a family member right now. That's kind of how I feel. And that in the future you're going to be getting back to a place of like really being able to look back on the situation and meditate on it and look at it in a different way. And the advice here is Three of Voices reverse, Three of Wands reverse, or Three of Swords reverse, right? So to come out of your pain and heartache, right? Like, don't sit in it forever. Even if this is about a person who passed away, and some of you it's going to be about that. Some of you it's going to just be about a difficult relationship, right? This is a collective reading, so it's going to be different for all of you, right? But don't sit in that like five of cups energy of grief, right? Take what you can from it and learn to move forward with it, right? So that's the advice for you. Yeah, the Lovers. This is about a relationship. So, again, with the advice is to like really look at the beautiful parts of this relationship, whether it's a strained relationship or or someone passed away. There's beauty in that relationship. And so like really try to focus on that beauty. And then your last card is the Chariot. Because the energy around this situation is moving. It's working out old karmic, for some of you, old karmic issues, and like especially if it's a situation of like family not getting along or whatever, being out of balance with each other, there's karmic issues there, right? And so the energy around this situation is moving for you very rapidly. So that's all I have for you. This is your reading pile 2. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. And I am going to show you the deck that I used for this reading. It is the Muse Tarot. And I will be posting a video of a walkthrough of this deck in the description of this video. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and check that out. And otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Hello, pile number 3. You chose the Tree for your significator. And let me look in the book about this. I keep forgetting it. It's longevity, growth, roots, physical health, wellness, and self-care. So maybe the direction that you're going in is taking more care of your physical body, your spiritual growth. We don't always think, especially when we're younger, we don't always think about our like longevity in this physical form. And so maybe you're at a point in your life where you're really thinking about, your health on a more serious level, right? So we're going to use the Tarot of Oneness. In terms of where you're going, this is your overall energy. You have Two of Cups reversed. You have Six of Swords. I'm getting vibes of Two of Cups reversed. This may be a relationship that's like, I don't want to say you guys broke up, but there's definitely some problems here. There's a need to move past some things. And with the longevity, there's thinking of the longevity of the relationship. There's wondering, where is this relationship going to go? You know, I'm also thinking of when you break up with a person and you have that glow up period, because with the tree, it talks about self-care and like really honoring your body, honoring your physical vessel. So maybe for some of you, there's been a breakup and a glow up. Like that's where you're going. That's where you're meant to go. You're meant to start taking care of yourself. Past energy is Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, maybe this is a relationship that you were in for quite a while. This could also be, I mean, I feel more like it's a relationship, like a like an actual loving relationship, but it could also be like a partnership. Like I was at a job for a really long time and I'm leaving this job, or I'm starting not to like this job, or whatever, you know. We also have the Fool reverse for past energy. So yeah, like maybe this is a situation, I feel like it's a relationship, like a situation that like maybe you've gone back and forth about, like, even if you've been in the relationship, there may have been like a going back and forth about like, should we break up? Should we not? Maybe there's been times when you've broken up during the relationship. It's also giving me situationship vibes of like, we've never totally made this official, but we've always been kind of off and on in this relationship type of deal. Present energy is Embodiment of Pentacles. This is King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so I feel like you may have lost some things in this relationship. Like you may have built up some things with another person, and it's like, if you break up with that person, now you lose those things. You know, you can sometimes lose those things that you built up with this person, or split those things with that person. Like, especially if there's kids involved and stuff, there may be a feeling of like, I was the king's, you know, like, so to speak, the king of the kingdom. It doesn't have to be like a man, you know, this could be a woman as well, but it's this energy of like, I was the king of the kingdom, and now I'm kind of like, not that I've lost the whole kingdom, but maybe there's been a loss there, right? This can also, King of Pentacles reverse can also talk about like being too much in the material realm. So in the context of a relationship, maybe there was like, the focus wasn't enough on the relationship. It was more on like, you know, like, how does this relationship compare to other relationships? Keeping up with the Joneses type energy. You know what I'm saying? Like being the cute couple, or being, you know, like, we built these things together. Like we have this house that we built together. We have these cars that we acquired together. Like there's like a being too materialistic also. When people are in careers and they spend too much time focused on their career, that can also kind of mess up a relationship. And then when you look back on it, you think, man, maybe I should have been home more instead of working so much, right? So this is also present energy. This is Seven of Swords reversed. Man, maybe somebody found out that somebody was lying. Seven of Swords has been coming up a lot recently. What's that about? I feel like someone found out somebody was lying. Future energy, we have Two of Pentacles. So this is about being a little bit more grounded. This is partnership as well. But it's a little bit more grounded. It's a little bit more balanced. And then this is future energy as well. Four of Cups. So this is about kind of like not being super enthused about what's going on in your life, right? And this doesn't have to be a breakup with somebody. Again, this can be like a situationship that never quite became official. This could be about a job situation where, you know, you were in this situation for a long time. You were working at this job for a long time. And maybe you built your kingdom working at this job, and now you've lost this job. And so there's a feeling of loss there. So the advice is the Sun. So there is going to be success. There is going to be an illumination. Like there are going to be positive things that come out of this situation. This is Queen of Pentacles. Oh, the little bunny. That's so cute. Is this reversed? No, it's not. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles is about, there's going to be a rebuilding, right? The Queen of Pentacles builds the kingdom with the King of Pentacles. And so I think that like the advice is just to focus on like building up the kingdom that you want. Like this, I don't think that this kingdom was really, and maybe that's what the Four of Cups is about. It's like really looking back, you know, coming from a more grounded perspective and looking back on the situation and saying, yeah, I had everything I wanted, but it wasn't really the situation that I wanted. Like maybe if it's a job, like I was a good paying job, but I didn't like the job. Or in this relationship, we were doing really well, but it wasn't the greatest relationship, or, you know, that kind of thing. And then also Action of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, so in terms of advice, it's like, don't plant seeds on barren soil. Like maybe you were in a relationship with somebody who you were trying to work on things with this relationship, but they weren't really germinating the seeds you were planting, right? They weren't picking up on what you were putting down, you know, so to speak. So I think it's like, you know, get to the point where you can discern better when it's worth planting those seeds. Like who is worth it? What situations are worth it? What is worth my time and energy? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have for you today, you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I think you are moving towards a happier, more satisfying situation. But you know, just take the good from the situation and see like what growth you can get out of each experience you have in life, right? There's something to be learned in every single relationship we have, every single place that we find ourselves in. So find the places that are worth you investing your time and energy in and to plant those seeds. This is all I have. Thank you, for Pile 2, for coming in. This is a Spiritual Noob. I also want to say before you go, this is the Tarot of Oneness. If you want to check out this deck, please click the link in the description box below. There will be a video walkthrough of this deck, and you can check that out there. And please subscribe to my channel. I thank you for that very much. You guys have a good day. Bye.